everyone, good morning. It's Lori from Lollipop Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's Wednesday, so we have our little friendly live hour crafting session that we're going to start right away today. Let me just make sure that I'm there, and I'm gonna try to share it over to my group, the Lollipop Papers group, and that's where we have challenges and giveaways. And right now we have our monthly challenge, which is just to post anything that you are working on. It doesn't have to be Stampin' Up. It doesn't even have to be stamping. It could be anything. So, and then I draw for a bundle at the end of the month. So I want you to be a part of that. So just go over and join, and then share something with us. Okay, I'm sharing this to my Lollipop Papers group right now, and we're good. Okay, so then they don't have to go looking for us. All right, so today we have such an adorable project. I was so, it just made me happy making it. It's with the new, one of the new stamp sets from the new catalog, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let's just do our prize patrol from last week, which was the Party Puffins stamp set. Another really new, cute one. Make sure we get the glare out of that one. So the name I picked was Kathy Schmidt. So thank you for sharing, Kathy. I appreciate it. I know that a lot of you share it, and that this video and that, excuse me, really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. So I'm sure I have your address. So I'll get this out in the mail to you tomorrow or Friday by the latest, okay? So today we have for our prize patrol the new spiral die stamp set. Oh, I gotta get it out of that light there. And this is, I have not used this yet, because I keep giving it away, but I have seen really adorable projects with it. So so you can make it colorful, you can make it one color. It's beautiful. So that will be given away next week when I draw for our prize patrol for anybody that is kind enough to share the video here today or any day when you're looking back. Good morning, Nancy. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to point you down and show you what I have for you today. This guy just makes me smile. There's just no other way around it. It is from this is a Trifold pop-up card that we're going to make today, and it was super easy. Just just some layering, very little cutting or scoring to do. So we'll get to that. Let me show you. This is the stamp set that it is from. It's called Turtle Friends. And it's just so cute. I can't take it. It has, well, it's hard to see in there, but you can see from here, let me just make sure you can't get the glare, that this little guy, you can add his little shell. You can add the sentiment that fits right over the shell or without it. That's what we're going to do today. And then you have these two little guys that are just too cute. Can't take it. So it's called Turtle Friends. It's on page 56 of the catalog, and you can see the cute little designs and inspiration that we have just right from the catalog there. It is a bundle. It comes with the turtle punch, and which I love. It's not a builder punch, so it's very easy to just stamp it and punch it. You don't have to do any figuring out of turning it a certain way and wasting paper. So, and it's bundled. It's pretty inexpensive, $30.50 for the bundle, and it's a punch bundle. So we love punches. Okay, so let's get busy. We're gonna have just one. I wanted to trim it and score it for you so you can see. Oh, the other thing we're using here with this card is the Pansy Petals DSP. And obviously you would never know that because there's no pansies on here, but I chose to use the background image on the more neutral side of two of these of these sheets of paper. So, and that's with the Calypso Coral and the Pale Papaya. So, yeah, so that's what we're going to use for that. So we're going to start with just a piece of, I use for all my my projects, my card projects, for my card bases, I always use the thick Whisper White if I'm not using a colored cardstock, which usually I do. I stick with the white. I kind of like that background. So I have some papers cut there for us. So we're going to start out with a piece of, this is the thick Whisper White. You don't, excuse me, basic white. You don't have to use the thick, but I think it makes for a much nicer, sturdier card base. So we're going to trim this. I already trimmed this to 8.5 by 9. So I just trimmed off 2 inches on one of them, and I'm going to start at the 9-inch side, just a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. And what we're going to do here is we're going to, on the 9-inch side, I'm going to score it at 3 inches and at 6 inches. Okay, then I'm going to turn it, and now we're going to trim it at 5.5. And that's really all there is to it. Then we have the 2 pieces that we need. Okay, so I shouldn't need this anymore. Get rid of that. And I'm going to burnish these a little bit, just so they have a nice crisp fold to them. And back this way. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one, because it already has the score marks on there, here and here. So let's see. That's why this is just so simple. Okay, so what we're going to do in the end, we're going to have it together like this. So we are going to, it's going to stick out just a little bit, but this piece and the back piece will be adhered. Okay, so now it's really just all about layering. So this was, we started with a 9 by 8.5, and then I have a few strips of the DSP, and I just made 3. You can make 3 of all the same strips, or you can make, let me shut that off, or you can make coordinating ones, or whatever you like. I just like the idea of the 3 and having a different one in the middle. So these panels are 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and they're just going to get layered right on there. Then I have for this panel here, I went ahead and I alternated it. So I have the 2 of the Pale Papaya and 1 of the Calypso Coral that I put in here. And those are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. They're a square. So it's great. So you just take the end of this strip, it's already trimmed at 2 3/4, and then make a little square with what you have on the end. And the reason I did that is because you'll see when this is all put together, the coordinating papers will look cute together. Okay, so that's all I did there. So let me just do some adhering here. And I'm just using my Stampin' Seal. Morning, Vicki. And let me get my my silicone mat out, so I'm not sticking to everything. Okay. So I'm just going to, and that's another trick with this Stampin' Seal. Sometimes, I mean, I have better luck with the Stampin' Seal Plus. This one kind of gives me a hard time. Let me make sure I'm in the middle here. Okay, so if you run into trouble, you can either take your finger and just move it a little bit, or if it doesn't run smoothly, just have your mat right next to it. And not sure why, but that picks it up beautifully. And this one's going to go right into the center. And I'm just centering it the best I can right into the middle there, that middle panel. And okay. All right, so now let's do the same thing for this here. And it's easy to know what side you're working on because I'm not, I know I don't have any floral images on this. I just wanted really neutral backgrounds for that little guy. I love turtles. My daughter used to have one in college. I'm kind of crazy for having a turtle as a pet when you're in college, for Pete's sake, but he was cute. Get this one right here. Okay, and so we're good for that. Okay, so we can get some of the stamping done now. And what I did here was I just, in order to just, you know, make it a little bit bold here too, I cropped out 3 circles from the layering circles. Honestly, if I had my punches, my 2-inch, 2 1/4 inch punch, I would do that. So it is a little easier. I am missing my punches a little bit, but I'm just going to go with it, and I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll get used to it. Okay. This one, that's why I'm saying for me, it just takes so much muscle to get this to, I have to really press hard, which I don't really have to do with the other one, the Seal Plus. Okay, so now I have those, and I just wanted my images to just to be a little bit bold, to stamp out a little. You could just use a regular, you know, you can just do a layer if you don't have the layering circles or a punch. Just do a square, just something for the background for him. Okay, so let's do some stamping. I have, let me get my, oh, I forgot all that stuff today. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp him, and I did bring, so I'm stamping in just Memento black. You could stamp in a color. It would. I've seen that done. Comes out beautiful. All right, so let's just stamp him here. And since it is a larger stamp, I am going to go upside down and stamp it that way. Good morning, Linda. Okay, and I don't trust myself here, so just put that away. And because the punch, you're going to layer it in like this, so you want to be able to stamp it like that, just in case, so you have enough space. So what I'm going to do is I want 2 of these guys, so I'm going to stamp both sides of this. Whoops. My camera's shaking. I thought that only happened with the cut and emboss machine, but I guess not. All right, I'm going to do him right down here. All right. And then let's punch them out. And you can see it's nice, crisp lines, which I love. They're not like fuzzy or mushy. So I have one. And he's just too cute. Whoops, come on. And 2, okay? So, that's all we need for that one. For this one here, I'm going to stamp the, there's a little heart shape image in with the stamp set. So I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a background so I can put my happy birthday on there. And I'm going to use the Calypso coral for that. And probably should have done that beforehand, but let's see, as long as I don't make a mess. These are cute little just sweet little hearts. Okay, one more. Alrighty, I think that's all I need for that. Now, I did take out two, these are from the stitched rectangle dies, and let me just get the sentiments on there while we're here. I'm going to use this for my front flap. I'm using the You Are Turtly Loved. Now that just couldn't get any cuter. Okay. Again, I'm using just the black, Memento black. And I will use for the happy birthday, again, that's going to be on our second one. And that will go right into the center here. Whoops, that's a little high, but it's okay. All right, now we have our turtle, guys. We want to stamp a little something something into the center. So while I have the black out, I'm going to use the It's Time to Celebrate. Huh? Oh, cracks me up. It's Time to Celebrate, and I'm going to put that right over his the outline image. So cute. And then for the other one, I'm going to use the little shell image, but I think that one I'll put like what I did here. To keep it all coordinating, I'm going to use the pale papaya for that one. And okay, so cute, right? Oh, okay, so I can get them on. What I did here with this little guy, I wanted them dressed for the occasion, so I put, and you didn't need to watch me do that. I just stamped out a little bow tie image from the set, which is too cute itself. So actually I did two, and I did one in the pale papaya that I'm going to put on the second guy here. Okay, so let me just get a little, you could use a glue dot, but let's see if I can just get a little bit of glue on there. Good enough. And this guy's going to go here. And this one is going to go here. I guess if we wanted to make them girl turtles, we could put a little bow on their head, on the top. All right, so this is going to go on that one. So we know we have that ready. We have this ready. And then the happy birthday they're all going to go on. Now, there was one more thing I did. I had there's another little hat there. That was so cute that I put, I just used the pale papaya and just gave it a little bit of color with the light and the dark. Or you could use the Calypso coral, whatever one you have. Okay, so that is going to go on top of this guy here. So let's put a little bit of adhesive on him. And he is ready to celebrate. Stay on there. Okay. All right, so now let's put this together. There's just one thing to remember when we're putting this together. We want it to, before we put our little goodies up on top, we want to make sure that this is going to fit into a regular size envelope. So what I did was I took an envelope, and just so that you can eyeball it, but you want to attach this so that it's out far enough, but not too far, that it's not going to make it inside your envelope. So I think that's pretty good. Just eyeballing it though, just, you know, keep it in the center, keep it level. And then I know I'm just going to put some strips that way, and then I'm fine. So I'm going to use this little template again, make sure that I'm where I want to be, and lay it down so that there's room in the envelope. Okay, and that looks fine. Okay, and it's plenty of room. You can get it right in there. See? Okay, so now we need to get the other guy back on here too. So we don't want to put it all the way in. We want to make sure that it's just even with our front panel here. So that's super easy. I know I'm just going to take this side now. And again, just see where I am here. And before you close it, just give it a little tug, and there you go. Okay, now we can make it our own by adding these little guys. I'm going to use dimensionals for just this guy, this turtle, and it's weird. Picked up the whole thing. Let's use that another time. So I'm going to put him here. I don't want it to be too bulky. Already it is going to be a little bulky, I have to admit. So you probably will be needing to add a little extra postage to it. But it's cute enough that I think it's worth it. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put my happy birthday here, and I will use, I'll use some dimensionals on this. This one here I'll keep flat just to save on the bulk part of it. Okay. So these dimensionals fit perfectly right into the center of this. I think this is probably the smallest or the thinnest stitched rectangle. Okay, and that's going to go right here, right over it. And then we have this one here. And he's already got his hat on. He's ready to go. Okay. And that'll just save a little bit. Okay, one more thing. Let me put my "You Are Turtly Loved" sentiment right on the top there. And that will just be with regular seal. I don't want to add more bulk. And I did have some of my black mats. What did I do with those? I think they're right here. Just to add a little bit of black pop to it to accent the Memento ink that I'm using. I like these little guys. The big ones are a little too big for me. So let's just put one here. And I hope this video works because, the replay actually, because last week it worked fine and it's showing up fine on Facebook. But when I tried to download it and then upload it to YouTube like I do every single week, something happened and it was some kind of glitch in the upload or the download, but I lost the audio of it like 11 minutes in. So I apologize for that. I really have no idea how that happened or what I could have done to prevent it. But if it happens again, well, I think what I'm going to do is make a clean video of that because that was the technique video where we made our own watercolor background. So hopefully that doesn't happen today, but if it does, I'll make another video just for YouTube. Okay, so you can see here, this is going to fit perfectly in here. A nice little surprise for someone. It may use one of those just hand-stamped stamps. I think they're 70 cents, but just to be sure, you know, I would take it in, but it's not that bad. I mean, the fact that it fits in there and it can be sealed so nicely, I think that's all you need to know. But you know, if you have those other stamps, you should just at the very least use that. And sometimes when I do have something that's bulky, I put a piece of embossed just some kind of embossed layer up on top just to kind of protect it so it doesn't get so smushed. This one, I probably wouldn't, because, you know, I would just put the extra postage in there because it's nothing really that's going to get smushed. It's just a question of when you open it up, that's where the bulk is. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. Let me bring you back up here. How do I do that? I think it's that way. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it. I love these little fun folds, trifolds, and pop-up cards, and especially when it's with such a cute little stamp set like this Turtle Friends stamp set. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it. And if you have any questions or anything that I can help you with about what we talked about today, I'd be happy to do so. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my future videos or lives. So we have the lives every Wednesday here on my Facebook page at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So I thank you again for joining me. I thank you in advance for sharing the video, and I will see you next week. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.